I fundamentally believe that nobody in life wants to suck. Nobody sets out every single day to say, hey, I'm going to be the worst that I can possibly be. I enjoy sucking. I enjoy being bad at life and bad at things. I fundamentally believe that nobody wants to be bad or mediocre. People want to do good. People want to do well. People want to do better in their lives. They want to be successful. Different people have different parameters for what they define as success. I grant you that, and that's fine. Different motivations for different people, different strokes for different folks, if you will. But I truly believe that nobody wants to set out to suck. So I ask this fundamental question of all Chicago Bear fans. Why do you accept the mediocrity from your football team? Why is it okay for your football team to suck? And let's clear the air here. If you think the Bears are anything other than a mediocre second or third-rate NFL organization, you are so disconnected from reality, it doesn't make sense. Why do you accept this? Why is it okay? Why do you continue to defend and excuse it at every opportunity? The most valuable commodity we have in life is time. Time is the most precious of all commodities. It is a finite amount, and everybody's amount is different. So why would you be okay with your favorite football team, this Chicago Bears organization, wasting so many years of precious time of yours? Why is that okay? How did this become a thing? Why do you persist? You look at this 2019 Chicago Bears season that ultimately, yet again, will end with another season, no playoff appearance, another season of disappointment and hurt feelings, and yet you got Bears fans trying to make excuses and trying to justify things and trying to do this and try to do that, and all of it needs to stop. Full on stop. When is enough enough? Over the past 30 seasons, including this one, 30 seasons, the Chicago Bears have made it to the playoffs 8 times. 8 times. Again, I repeat, 8 times. In a 3-decade span, this organization hasn't even made a playoff in 30% of the seasons. Not even 30%. By any measurement, when you're talking about the NFL, that is a significant failure. And yet Bears fans seem to disconnect from this reality because of the tradition and because of the history. Well, for the vast majority of you, when it comes to the Midway, the Chicago Bears, the losing has been largely a mediocre losing history. It does not have to be like this. It can be better. It should be better. And most especially of all, every single one of you as Bears fans, like me, should demand better. And expect and require that this Bears organization stop wasting that most precious of commodities that we have, which is time. 8 playoff appearances in 30 years. And yet we got people still talking about, well, you got to give Trubisky more time, and he shows you some flashes. Ding dong, dumb dicks. We're at the end of his 3rd season. This excuse about giving time and having patience can kick rocks when Mahomes, last year from the same draft class, in his first full year as a starter, won the league's MVP. Deshaun Watson, also drafted in the 1st round in that same draft class as Trubisky, is clearly a franchise quarterback. One of these is not like the other two. And if you want to go another step further, let's look at it this way. 2018 first round pick Lamar Jackson is about to be the MVP this year in his first full season as a starter. The league has changed. The game has changed. It is not okay to sit there and take a quarterback at number 2 overall and still be talking about whether or not he's going to develop or not after 3 damn years. Like, imagine sitting there thinking to yourself, when you see Trubisky play, that he has any chance at all to actually be the guy. Dudes, gals, whoever the hell, if he had that chance, he would already have shown it to you. He has shown you nothing. And again, I emphasize absolutely nothing that indicates that he is going to be the guy. And yet so many of you try to lie to yourselves. Why do you do it? You know deep down in the cackles of your heart, he ain't the one. And the quicker you come to the realization, and most importantly of all, this mediocre-ass, sorry-ass Bears organization comes to this reality, the better it's going to be for all people involved. Because all you're going to do is consistently dick tease yourself like you're sticking the head in, thinking at some point in time you might bust with Trubisky, and it's never going to happen. You've seen plenty of crappy, mediocre quarterbacks and bad quarterbacks during your time as a Bears fan. It's all you've known. Grossman, it took a lot of you 6 years to figure out that he sucked. Cutler, it took some of you 8 years to figure it out, and some of you still haven't figured it out. How many years do you need to see with Mitch to realize Mitch ain't it? How many years? What more do you need to see? In talking about Matt Nagy, you're talking about a guy in year 2 where the offense is supposed to be better, with a quarterback that's supposed to have another year of progression. The offense has regressed, and not just regressed a little bit, it has regressed significantly. And your argument is that you want to bring in another rookie or a veteran quarterback and let him work with them. He's already helped ruin one supposed franchise guy. Why the hell would you want to give him the opportunity with the second? Because he went 12-4 last year? He won Coach of the Year off of the strength of the defensive coordinator, Vic Fangio, and the Bears defense. When they were actually elite, not allegedly fraudulently elite like this year. He's the offensive guy, and his offense absolutely sucks. And yet you want to give him more time. Why? General Manager Ryan Pace. Oh, you got to give him more time. I trust in him. What the hell do you trust in him for? We're now 5 seasons through the Ryan Pace era. 5 seasons through. And out of that, you have exactly 1 playoff appearance. 1! 20% of his seasons have resulted in the playoffs. So even as crappy as the Bears organization history is, he's running way below the historical run rate here. And yet, you want to give him a 6th season or maybe more? Because of 1 playoff appearance? Or they were rebuilding. Maybe it speaks to the incompetence of the general manager. If it took him 4 years to rebuild, where other teams, frankly, only need 1 to 2. And furthermore, beyond all of that, he already screwed up 1 head coaching hire in John Fox. You can blame that on the organization all you want. The bottom line is the general manager made the call. He made the hire. He screwed up. Now he brought in the second guy who helped ruin the quarterback who already stunk anyways. He just made it worse. So the guy that got 2 head coaches wrong, the quarterback wrong, the 2 most important decisions that any general manager can make, head coach, quarterback, he's done nothing to show you that he can get either one of those right. You want to give him more time to fix the organization. For what? Jerry Angelo was better. And yes, Jerry Angelo was better. Because at least in Jerry Angelo's first 5 years, the Bears won the division twice, made the playoffs twice, and in year 6, they made it to the Super Bowl. Can you realistically tell me, in your delusional hearts of hearts, that you think the 2020 Chicago Bears, and you were close to as currently constructed, is going to make it to the Super Bowl? You got to be kidding me! You have a quarterback who in 3 seasons has failed to start 16 games, has failed to throw for 4,000 passing yards, failed to throw for 30 touchdowns, failed to do a lot of damn things. But yet you think he needs more time because time is going to be the magical elixir to replace all the deficiencies in his talents. You want to give Nagy more time because they went 12-4 last year because they did a bunch of cute, funny gimmicks on offense. And they really relied on that defense. And the offense has regressed this year! And you want to give Ryan Pace, the guy who screwed up with 2 head coaches and the quarterback, you want to give him a chance to get the quarterback right again? Why? 1 playoff appearance in 5 years, and this season there were actual expectations. And this team significantly disappointed. Injuries? Screw your injuries! Everybody's got them. That's an excuse. That's loser talk. Well, you got a young quarterback. Other teams have young quarterbacks too. The Chiefs can go to the Super Bowl, their quarterback's in year 3. The Ravens can go to the Super Bowl, their quarterback's in year 2. For God's sakes, the Bills made the playoffs. Josh Allen's in year 2. The Houston Texans are probably going to make the playoffs. Their quarterback's in year 3. Stop making excuses. Stop accepting the mediocrity. 8 playoff appearances in 30 years. All around some of your damn gizzards. 1 playoff appearance in 5 years should be enough to tell you that this guy, Ryan Pace, ain't the one. Seeing this Bears team go 7-7 this year, the offense significantly regressing even compared to last year, should tell you Matt Nagy ain't the one. And it most certainly as hell should tell you after 3 years where you've seen little to absolutely no progression in the key deficiencies in Mitchell Trubisky's game that he ain't the one either. It's like all of a sudden you get the magic beans and you give them to Trubisky and he's not going to suck in year 4. And Matt Nagy's going to be a significantly better play caller in year number 3 as a head coach. And Ryan Pace all of a sudden magically in year number 6 is going to be a better general manager. Do I need to run down his record with his first round picks? It ain't exactly great. Okay, cool. He found some late round steals. So fucking what? It's another season, his 4th out of 5, with him at the helm as the general manager, that this team has failed to make the playoffs. And even when you look at the defense has regressed this year. You're going to have those idiots that talk about, well, they're top 5 in points allowed per game and this and that. It's not always just about the sheer numbers that defines whether a defense is elite or not. This defense has enough talent where it should be elite. It's supposed to be elite. And if you have 1 or 2 injuries, no matter how good the player you're missing, that really derails you at key points and times and in key moments and key games, then your defense was a fraud to begin with and they weren't elite. All these people trying to defend the defense, no. The defense is supposed to be the bedrock of this team. And of course, leave it to the Chicago Bears with their backward-ass way of thinking that once again they got to sit there and do it the Bears way. We want to play Bear football, and we want to sit there and build up our defense. I don't want to see Bears football. I don't care about Bear weather. I want to see winning football. I'd rather see Pittsburgh Steelers type of football because as an organization consistently throughout the past 4 to 5 decades, there's been a lot of damn good. I'd most certainly rather be them than the freaking Chicago Bears clinging to the fucking memories of a team from 35 damn years ago because they did a Super Bowl title. Let's be like the 49ers of the past. Let's be like the Green Bay Packers that we've seen the past 2.5 decades. With Hall of Fame, franchise, elite level quarterbacks like Brett Favre and then Aaron Rodgers. They've made it to multiple Super Bowls. They've won multiple Super Bowls. They seem to always consistently be in the mix. I most certainly as hell would much rather play Packers football and be the Packers than play Bears football like the Chicago Bears do. And yet Bears fans get stuck up in these fantasies. You got to do this, you got to do that. You got to win, that's the name of the game! All this other crap can kick rocks. Why, oh why, do so many Bears fans persist? This defense isn't even elite. The Saints game, they got shredded. The Raiders game in London, where you needed that defense to play well, a game that they should have won. They got beat. Why? Because the defense got shredded in the first half. Look at the Packers game that just happened this past Sunday. Yet another perfect example of this. Oh, the defense only gave up 21 points. Well, it was a game where the defense, yeah, maybe it's not always fair. They shouldn't have to give up so few points all the time. But based off of the situation, based off of the opponent, there's no way in hell they should have been giving up 21 points to this Packers team. And they failed to get it done. At key moments, at key times throughout this season, when this team needed this defense to step up and play better, they failed to do so. So you could take all of your statistics about average yards allowed. You could take all your statistics about where they rank in terms of average points allowed per game and shove them up your ass. An allegedly fraudulently elite defense that was anything but, combined with an offense that significantly regressed in 2019, but yet so many people want to sit there and keep the quarterback, want to keep the freaking head coach, and want to keep the general manager. This is not normal behavior. If you wouldn't accept this level of mediocrity and substitute in your own lives and the lives of those that you surround yourself with, the lives of those that you love and care for, why in the hell would you accept it so willingly and openly with the football team that evokes the same type of emotions out of you? It makes absolutely no damn sense to me. It doesn't make you any less of a fan to acknowledge that this organization has significant flaws and issues. It does not make you any less of a fan to admit that Trubisky, the quarterback that a lot of you didn't want, that you wouldn't have drafted, ended up being a bust. It doesn't make you less of a fan to admit that you got significant questions about Nagy as a play caller. The offense regressed significantly. And why in the hell would you want to keep him around and potentially screw up another quarterback? And it doesn't make you a bad fan to ask the question after 5 years of one playoff appearance where he screwed up with multiple head coaches and the quarterback, arguably most importantly of all, why in the hell would you want to give Ryan Pace a 6th season at general manager to fix the mess that he has in large part ultimately created? Oh, look at the culture of the locker room. And these guys play hard and they don't quit. That's loser talk! It's actually worse to me that this team has played hard this year and they're 7-7. Because that just means the team ain't damn good enough. If they were 7-7, but you could point to games and periods of time where they quit or they rolled over and played dead, then you could point to, clearly that's coaching, clearly that's motivation, clearly that's leadership. Clearly that's a lack of leadership, not just at the coaching position, but within the larger roster. You don't have those alpha males. When you look at the Bears, they absolutely do not have an alpha male. And in order to contend in the NFL consistently, and especially more often than not in order to win a world championship, which is the ultimate name of the game, you must have that alpha dog, and the Bears don't have one. They do not have one. Khalil Mack is a great player. If he was an alpha dog, this team wouldn't be 7-7. The alpha dog does not always have to be the quarterback. Ray Lewis and Ed Reed were true alpha dogs for the Ravens. 2015, Von Miller was the alpha dog for the freaking Broncos. The Seahawks. You could talk about the Legion of Boom, and you talk about Russell Wilson. That was Marshawn Lynch's team. Beast Mode was the alpha male. He was the man. The Bears do not have one player, and I again emphasize, no matter how many of you Bears fans, mediocrity accepting idiots want to say otherwise, they do not have one guy that is that alpha male. They don't have an alpha male. They don't have a quarterback. They don't have a head coach that can get it done. Oh, because they play hard. Who gives a shit? I'd rather be 7-7 if they didn't play as hard, because then it's easier to pinpoint the problem. Well, Pace has brought in high character guys. How about guys that can play better? It's like the thing about Trubisky. Oh, he's a nice young man and he works hard. Who gives a crap? If you told me stories about Trubisky snorting fucking coke off of strippers' butt cracks at 3 in the morning on a Wednesday, but he went out and threw for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns on a consistent basis, I'd be like, stars in the sky, sign me up! Fucking effort. Try hard. It's like the old thing about the Bears. Oh, no matter whether you went into Wrigley Field or Soldier Field and you played the Bears, win or lose, you know you had been in the damnedest fight. And who cares? I don't care if you physically beat them up or not. Just win. That's what matters. But so many Bears fans have been programmed so much by the propaganda that the Bears organization has put out over the years that the NFL media has helped perpetuate about the monsters of the midway and the physical style and the defense and the running game. It's largely been losing football. There is nothing to glorify about that. And even if you say, well, at least we're not the Detroit Lions, in the grand scheme of things, since 1950, I don't care what you're going to say, the bottom line is it's true. The Detroit Lions, with 3, have more total world championships in the National Football League than the Chicago Bears with 2. What, because the Bears won 1 Super Bowl 34, 35 goddamn years ago? That makes them so significantly better? They're the same organization with fewer world championships in the last frickin' 70 years. I'm tired of accepting mediocrity. I'm tired of this organization trying to force mediocrity down my throat and pretending it's better than what it is. And I'm tired of seeing so many idiotic, delusional Bears fans trying to defend this organization's mediocrity like it's anything other than that. Trubisky must go, period. Nagy must go, period. Fucking Ryan Pace must go, period. And most importantly of all, Ted Phillips, the former accountant who somehow finagled his way into the McCaskey family's heart to be the freaking team president, all because he sat there and got a crappy stadium deal for Soldier Field. All of them need to go. We can't change the ownership. Even if Virginia keels over and dies, it's still going to be her lineage, her heritage. That's still going to be crappy over this organization. Look at what Mike did all those damn years. No. You can't change the owners. You can sure as hell change everything else. And until everything else changes, then nothing will change. And you guys will be debating all these loser-ass sounding topics while other teams win world championships. Stop allowing this organization to waste the most precious of all commodities that you have available to you.